And we are live! Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, happy time zones wherever you are. I'm Emma and welcome back to the House of Hubris here on twitch.tv/Saracent. And welcome back to the Zero Escape series, now starting Virtue's Last Reward. If you missed the first game, you probably understand it about as much as anybody. So check out the VODs, I guess. I don't have anything to tell you. I couldn't summarize the story of that. A bunch of people got trapped in a death game, and also it was a big experiment to invent telepathy so that a guy could see faces. That's all I got. That's all I got for you. Also, there was a mummy, and the mummy hitchhiked. And it didn't really seem to set itself up for a sequel in literally any way apart from possibly the hitchhiking mummy. No, don't go to a cinematic. God damn you. No cinematic, because your cinematic would show too much stuff. It always does. So yeah, I have no idea how it's set up for a sequel, so should we just get on with it? I think we should. Start from the beginning. This game is a work of fiction. All names, characters, and incidents portrayed in the production are fictitious. Christmas 2028. Okay, not where I saw this starting. There's a fire in the desert. Oh hey, Zero's here. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Damn it. Feels like my head's gonna explode. Wait. Where the hell am I? Oh god, it's happening again. You're in a lift. What do you think this is? Fleep? Looks like an elevator, but...
Isn't that obvious?
I thought I turned your voices to Japanese. Excuse me. I have to save to exit, don't I? Oh my god, there's so many endings. I will do the English text here today, thank you very much. As we were. Isn't that obvious? Oh my god, it's gone 3D. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah! I mean, my thoughts are exactly Sigma. Who the hell are you? Hello? Alright. Okay. Let's try a different tack here. Where the hell are we? Also, while we're at it, why? No response. You always this friendly, or did I kick you while I was sleeping? Press buttons at random always helps. Damn. Not up there either, huh? I'm plenty friendly. What? I said I'm plenty friendly. Hey, looks like you can talk after all. So, let's try this again. Where are we? Dunno. Huh. Well, could be worse, I guess. You could have said, actually, we're stuck in a booby-trapped elevator in the bowels of a top-secret government facility where they conduct grotesque human experiments. This text is slow. Right. Back to the first question, then. Who are you? By which I mean, what's your name? Oh, and they have animation on the character models. It's blowing my mind. They're not just anime drawings anymore. Haven't quite nailed down her voice. Sigma. Cute. That's my name. I'm asking you what... Wait a second. How do you know my name? I haven't met you before, have I? No, you haven't. I don't have any idea who you are. But what? How could you know my name if you don't have any idea who I am? How the hell am I supposed to know? I just know it, okay? I need to bite my head off. It's just, you're not really making sense here. And you still haven't told me who you are. Shut up! Just back off, Grandpa! Grandpa? Look, I just don't know, alright? It's just kind of there. Like, I looked at you, and some part of my brain just said, that's Sigma. Hold on a second. What do you think this thing is? Huh? This bracelet. Oh god, it looks like there's room for more than one digit. This is gonna get complicated. And it says pair. Tweaking things up for this new presumable Nonary game. See, you've got one too. They're pretty much identical. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Oh, we're both threes. Hence pair, I suppose. Where'd they come from? It was on already when I woke up. Haven't figured out what it's for yet, though. Well, it doesn't seem like it's a watch, does it? No. It's just got a 3 and the word pair. What are you doing? Trying to get it off? Good luck. I spent a while trying to get mine off while you were napping, so I'm pretty tight. Doesn't even have a clasp or anything. What about these buttons on the side? Well, if you press left, right, left, right, left. No, sorry, right, left, right, left, right, left. And then you'll get a clue that you can send with your mind across space and time. I pressed them, but nothing happened. Not even a beep. Yeah, you're right. Nothing. Damn it! What the hell's going on here? Somebody better start explaining, or... Hey, look! What? There's something on the screen over there. Wait. What? What the Christ? How are you feeling? I'm 03, the king of this kingdom. Well, what the hell is that? A rat? No, I'm pretty sure it's a rabbit. I'm sure you've got lots of questions. It just seems silly to have a big old chit-chat right now, so... I'm gonna give you a game to play. Game? Yes, yes, yes! And I'm calling it... the Nonary game! Please clap. Ambidex Edition! What? There's more to it. Lots more, but if I told you now, that'd be cheating. So hurry up and get out. I'll be waiting. Hey, hold on. Who the hell? Oh, right. I forgot to tell you the most important thing. This elevator you're in, it's gonna fall in a few minutes. Way down. Fall? Yes, indeedy. So you better get moving. I'll see you later. Have a nice trick. Yeah, see you next fall. See what you did there. That joke wasn't any fun when you were in elementary school. Okay, that's presumably a pun in Japanese. Oh, I get it. Trip and trick, huh? Oh, right, like, have a good trip. Okay. Oh, don't tell me you're impressed. Oh, for the love of... Damn it. Damn it! God damn it! This is bullshit. Stupid rabbit didn't tell us anything. How are we even supposed to get out of here? Oh, well, I guess whining about it isn't going to help anybody. We won't be able to get any answers if we can't get out of here. Can I speed up the text? Oh, it'll mean going all the way out again. Apologies all. Really wish you could get into the options menu within the game. Is this what cursor speed is? Let's turn it up to fast, see what happens, because it doesn't seem to change my mouse cursor. Incidentally, while we're looking at the menus, what does the flowchart look like for this game? I think we might be in for more than 8 episodes, people. Jesus Christ. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 endings. Excuse me while I revise up my estimate of how long I might be spending on this series to for the rest of my entire life. Are you with me? Oh, come on, just nod or something. I don't want to die here any more than you. Let's go. We're gonna seek way out. Yes, but with 3D effects. Go way out. The game consists of 2 sections, the escape portion and the novel portion. The goal of the escape portion is to escape from whatever room you're in, hence the name. Click on anything on the screen that catches your attention. Change the right camera angle by dragging. Oh my god, this is actually a 3D map. Oh wow, that's actually, like, I shouldn't be impressed, but it's a technical upgrade from the last game. When you see the word zoom in cyan in the top right corner, the game is in zoom mode. To return to your normal view, press the escape, drag downwards, or click the arrow at the bottom of the screen. What the hell is this stupid thing? It's huge. Is it an ATM? Let's see, then do you think the safe down here is stuffed with cash? That would be nice. No, it wouldn't! We have bigger problems than money right now! Wow, big text. Calm down, my man. Like, I don't know, get the hell out of here! Well, you don't have to yell about it. Yes, I know how to exit zoom mode, I just did. Need help with controls, go to the archive. And click help. No. A square metal box. Looks like a safe. Yeah. I wonder what's inside. Something someone wants to keep safe. What else would you put in a safe? Ah, well, what do you think it could be? A cracker. Get it? Puns. What the hell's so important about a cracker? Okay. How about a tie deposit box? Oh, a safe. T. No. What? What does that even mean? Let's just try and open it. How? Well, there's some kind of pad on the front with a 3x3 grid, right? I'm guessing that's how you open it. Right. Let's give it a shot then. Each escape room has a safe somewhere. Interesting. Safes have 2 passwords, one for escaping and one for a hidden file. Bonus content. When you open the safe using the escape password, you'll get a key that will allow you to leave the room. If you open the safe with a hidden file password in hard mode, you'll get a gold file. If you do the same in easy mode, you'll get a silver file. gold and silver file contains supplementary facts and background information that will give the novel sections added depth but are not necessary for escaping. Oh my god, there's going to be so many words in this game. In order to escape, continue the game, you must open the safe with the escape password. Okay. Can make all of these. Some Moonstar hours, each and every all yours. Here's the winner, set the deal I ever play, yeah, me. That was a joke aimed at a very small subsection of people, but here we are. Oh, so are we playing in hard or easy? Damn, no luck. Well, of course not. You're not going to get far just guessing. You need to find a clue. How do I know if I'm playing on easy or hard? Okay, that's my inventory. Does it say on my save file? I have no idea how to see if we're playing on easy or hard. Apologies. These look like instructions for using a fire extinguisher. You can tell by the way they say fire extinguisher directions. Yeah, but what it actually says seems weird. Yeah. Remove key from fire extinguisher. Put key in keyhole. Twist. So, yes. We're not actually extinguishing a fire, but the fire extinguisher will have a key in it. But it is also locked behind a key. Oh my god, how many keys are there going to be in this game? Place your bets now, people. Are there going to be more words or keys in this playthrough? This looks like a case for a fire extinguisher. Let me see if I can open it. Damn. No good. Was it locked? Looks that way, yeah. I like the way he had to ask if it was locked, or if she was just like, I don't know, puny. So are these coloured like this? Just breaking a moment to say thank you, Brain Milkshake, for becoming my 100th follower. I was hoping I could make 100 followers before the end of, I think I said before the end of next month. So that seems to have happened already. Thank you so much. Welcome to the House of Hubris. Hey, this end is loose. Can you take it off? Let's see. That is a red handle connected to the top of a crosshead screw. Okay. Yes, the screen that's just appeared is the item screen. While on the item screen you can expect things, combine things, and hold things. To access the item screen, click your item hand. Shows you what you're currently holding. Yeah, we know the drill. No, I don't want to go there. Elevator control panel. There's one a lot like it on the opposite side of the room. Huh? Why did it light up? Because you pressed a button on an elevator, that's what they tend to do. Didn't do anything earlier. Maybe that was because the game hadn't started yet? So you think this button does something? Dunno. Let's take another look at it. Button is lit. I mean, our bracelets say 3 pair, so I assume they both want to be 3. Also, can we get this handle as well? Yeah, handle blue. And handle green. Oh, we now get a nice little rotary view of our things. And handle yellow. Okay, so this is the old person elevator control panel. This is the rabbit elevator control panel. This is the baby elevator control panel. That's a fire extinguisher. Has it got a key in? Yes, it has. What's this poster? What do you think this means? Hell if I know. It's just a bunch of pictures of babies and old people. Why don't you see if you can get it off the wall? Some things you come across and collect won't be stored with the rest of your items, instead they'll be put in the file. To look at and review them, just click the archive button, then navigate to the tab called File. Oh god, there's so many things. Anything here that will tell you anything new and interesting? It just tells us how to use the menu. I'm sorry, that description. You want to play the game, of course, but sometimes life happens. Perhaps a spectral horse floats through your wall and demands your servitude. Perhaps a rival martial artist challenges you to a duel. If you find yourself interrupted, simply click the save button and resume your game later. I mean, if there's a chance of a spectral horse coming through the wall and demanding my servitude, can you do it once I'm off stream? I'm not reading all of this. Okay, so you start off on hard, you have to manually turn it down to easy, and that lasts for the rest of the escape. Okay. Wow, we have a lot more commands. First in the elevator. Try counting the number of babies and old people. Thanks for the hint, game. So babies, are we including like the children in the baby count? Maybe? What? So, if it's just young and old people, we've got 1, 2... Or if it... No, I bet it is specifically babies. So there's 4 babies, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 old people. Four babies, 6 old people, and 1, 2, 3, 4... 4 others. That doesn't add up at all. Ugh. So wait, there's 16 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 old people. 1, 2, 3, 4 babies. So presumably 5 others. Oh, look at us with our keyboard controls, camera controls. Alright, let's see if this pin can open the lock. Ah, looks like it worked. Excellent. Okay, time to see what's inside. What's this? Polyurethane packaging? There are a few pieces of metal in here. 4 of them. They look like sockets for socket wrenches. Each one has a different shape, though. Yeah. Well, we might as well take them. Okay, we now have a triangular tip, a square tip, a pentagonal tip, and a hexagonal tip. Okay, so we've got bits for all our screwdrivers. And we said 4 babies. 7 old people. And 5 others. Cool, I did nothing. Maybe we counted wrong. Maybe I counted wrong. Okay, let's combine our things. So we want yellow triangle and green pentagon. Blue square, red hexagon. Looks like you got it off. This is a slightly clunky item changing system. Excellent. That's the red bolt gun. Yeah, I can't mouse wheel scroll them anymore. Is there anything in those controls for switch items? Left and right arrows. Okay, that's fair enough, I guess. That doesn't do it at all, game. Oh, that's button actions for the item screen. Button item switch with V. Okay, sure. Arbitrary, but arbitrary is fine. Alright, let's just give this yellow one a twist. Right, it's the green bot off. Yeah, good job. You're a regular mechanic. Right, so I've got all bots off now. Ready? I'm gonna open it. What are you asking me for? Okay, jeez. I wanted a biscuit, alright. What in the world is that? There are a number of minigames you will play during an escape. Controls and rules will generally be given to you before a minigame begins, but some just at the start. If you can't solve a minigame, quit. Keep trying. Other characters might start to give you hints. Not only do this if you're playing it easy, which we are not. What's this? Looks like some kind of maze. I think we're supposed to solve this. Probably. Alright, I'm on it. Need to move the green block to the blue square. You can move everything up and down and sideways by clicking and dragging the mouse using the arrow keys. And yeah, you move and everything moves. Not that hard. Sweet. Did it. You're pretty good. That's kid stuff. I could do it with my eyes closed. Okay, I said it wasn't that hard. You still don't need to be a dick about it. Oh, look at this. Huh? Something came out of the box. Oh, yeah. Is this a memory card? Yep, that's a green memory card, alright. You can tell by the way it says. Alright, that's the slot the memory card just came out of, isn't it? So, will this one... this has red, blue, and green slots. No green memory card in my hand. Let's see what happens when I put it in. Hey, it turned on. Looks like this thing's working now. The screen's glowing with a strange light. Okay, did it do anything? Yeah, I know that how the safes work. You told me. Yes, I know. I need clues for safe. You've made your point, game. So, nope. Thought up was file. It's not. Left also not file. Right is file. Count the number of babies and olds. If they just mean children and adults. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Possibly 7. And then 9 or possibly 8. Wait, no, it must be 7 because it's not 9 or 8 because there's 16, not 15. 7. And 9. No rabbits. Game, this is the first puzzle. Cause yeah, that's a baby. That's a baby. That's a baby. That's a baby. So there's 4 unarguable babies. Can I put the poster on the light screen? That is an excellent question. No, because it's not in my items, it's in my file. Unless looking at it while I'm here will do anything. It does not seem to. Oh, I can actually mark things up now, which is nice. So. Baby. 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 Old person. 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 So we absolutely have 4 definite babies, 7 definite old people. And then you have these 5. Did I try putting in 4, 7, and 5? Let me try it again. Seven olds. Oh, apparently I hadn't put that in before. Okay, there you go. Again, we run into the problem that I'm an idiot. Hey Sigma, did you just hear a noise? What noise? I think it was over here somewhere. That's a frightening rabbit to have just suddenly pop up on your screen. Anyway, let's grab the blue memory card. And we put it in the computer. Got a blue memory card in my hand. Let's see what happens when we put it in. Screen turns green. What the heck is this? Okay, start movement. Maybe it's some kind of password? Password? Got a notepad or something? No. Not really. Then you'll just have to remember this. Like Waldo in the LEGO games, occasionally these hobble anyone with an adult brain. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Think you can handle that? Yeah, of course. Always remember it, shit. Found an escape password. Oh, what? Sigma will just remember it for you. Oh, that's nice. That's nice of him. So that's the escape password. So that will let us out. But then the question becomes, what about the hidden password? There's a button here with a keyhole. Some kind of display, there's nothing on it. And there's a rabbit. The rabbit was 03. Damn, I'm good. There it is again. It's right here. Mwahaha. I'm a genius. By which I mean, I can remember simple facts that the game told me. Got a red memory card, let's see what happens when we put it in. Screen turned blue. Huh? This isn't what it showed us last time. Different password. Found a hidden file password. Yes, I stopped giving me the description of the file system. Okay, so star. And I got confused there because I was expecting the cycle to go Sun, Moon, Stars because I just made that reference. Ha! That's it. You did it. Good job. Have a biscuit. Piece of cake. Found a gold file. Gold file contains supplementary facts, some background information for depth. But you have to do the actual password to escape. Well, let's see what the secrets are like. Whoa, that's 16 pages? Pages? Well, this is where you play the AB game. It appears to be an elevator car. There are 6 AB rooms in the warehouse on floor A. From the left, they're referred to as first, second, third, etc. The interior of each room is identical to the others, with a voting device on the wall and a hatch in the ceiling. Oh my god, are we going to be prisoners dilemmaing? AB gate. This refers to the door of the AB room. Most elevator doors open horizontally, but this one opens and closes vertically because we're cool like that. Most elevators also include a safety feature that prevents the door from closing if anything obstructs it. These doors have no such safety feature. We like to live dangerously, and this will totally come up in the plot later. Bracelet 1. Each participant has a bracelet attached to their left wrist. Okay, it's weird that they're just kind of giving us the rules before the characters know them. If the participant breaks the rules or fails to fulfill certain conditions, then a set of 4 needles in the bracelet will inject them with 2 chemicals in succession. We're not going to say what those 2 chemicals are, just they're chemicals. Woo. There are only 2 situations which cause the bracelet to come off. The person wearing it completes the game and escapes, or the heart of the person wearing it stops beating. Same as last time. Attempting to break the bracelet or attempting to force it off will be considered a violation of the rules. AI is short for artificial insemination, which is a process by which eggs are fertilized without the use of a male organ. It's commonly used in the breeding of dairy cattle and pigs, but has also been... oh, I'm being told that in this case AI stands for artificial intelligence, which is another thing entirely. Why are the help screens in this game sassing me? Have a nice 1. Word 03 says before he leaves. There are a few variations. Have a nice trade. Have a nice trap. Have a nice trader. Quantum computers. A device built by Tom Kwan, a Boise, Idaho commuter. Oh. Tom commuter. No. Why? Why are we just doing bad jokes? That's actually a lie. A quantum computer is a highly advanced machine that uses quantum phenomena, such as superposition and entanglement, to perform calculations. Let's say, for example, that you want to determine the prime factors of 5183. That should be von Neumann-style computer, let's call him Paul, would say, can I divide it by 2, 3, 5, and just run through numbers like that until it got the answer. Mr. Kwan, on the other hand, the computer, not the imaginary commuter, would just look at 5183 and say, well, obviously it's 71 times 73. A traditional computer with n bits can only be in one of 2 to the n states at once, but a quantum computer with n qubits can be in up to 2 to the n states simultaneously. That means a quantum computer can complete calculations that are currently impossible. That's amazing, Mr. Kwan. Are you seeing anybody? Yeah, there's perhaps too much personality in these files. Floor A, graffiti. Someone has written 2 milkmen go comedy on the wall in the warehouse on floor A. Presumably it refers to a pair of milkmen visiting a comedy club. Sentence construction, however, is obviously wrong. There must be a reason why. Actually, it would be a perfectly valid sentence if you're talking go comedy as in, like, start doing comedy. Change to comedy from something else. Okay, so that was a lot of words. Yes, I know it's empty. I wanted to input the other password. There we go. Other password, please. Star, moon. Completed. Huh? It's hard to open with this password too. It explained it, although I guess it explained this to me, the player, not Sigma. Maybe it has 2 types of passwords? Again, why are you having this conversation? The player has this information. Look, it has different stuff in it now. Yeah, you're right. It's got a false back. See, it can just flip around. Kind of like those hidden passages and mansions and stuff. So if you put in a different password, you get different stuff. This would be a neat little system. I think so. Right, well, that's enough of that. Grab the stuff. Let's just get out of here. This? Key? Too much talking every time I click anything. Yes, I know this happened in the first game too, but here we are. Round 2. Keyhole. You ready? I'm gonna put the key in. You don't need to ask me every time you're gonna do something. Just hurry up. Right, I know. Here goes. Stop talking and do it. Is the game trying to lampshade its own excessive dialogue while using excessive dialogue? You can't have it both ways, game. Yes, it unlocked. I mean, why would it not? So now we just have to open this panel. And push the button. Once you leave this elevator, the novel section of the game will begin. For more information on the controls for the novel section, I'm good. You ready? Just do it! Alright, let's proceed. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, beep, and push. So after all that foreshadowing about the door, let's not use the door. Oh. It opened a hatch in the ceiling? What? Why does an elevator have a ceiling hatch? I mean, most of them do. They're just, like, less dramatic than this. Well, we found it, and it, in this case, was the elevator ceiling hatch. Alright, it's open. Let's get the hell out of here. What? What's wrong? Oh, yeah. It's a little high for you, huh? So that's at least 6 feet, maybe more. That seems quite a short lift to me. I would say lifts are usually, like, significantly more than 6 feet tall, given that I'm more than 6 feet tall and I can use lifts. I mean, sure, he says maybe more, but weird way of doing it, I guess. Alright then. Climb up on my shoulders. Your shoulders? Yeah, that's right. Why, something wrong? What? What's that look supposed to mean? I mean, what look? That is entirely neutral face, Sigma. What do you think I'm gonna do? Oh, come on. Just trying to be rational here. No ulterior motive. Hand to guard. Like I'm hoping to get... Moving on. I knew it! Seriously. I'm not going to say Japan, but a large subsection of Japanese media, anime and manga in particular, needs to stop doing this. Stop it. All of you. Can we just retire the comedy pervert from anime and all associated tropes, please? You sick bastard. I was just kidding. I mean, it really wasn't funny, my dude. She's right. Right, look, I'm just trying to get out of here. You got any brilliant ideas that don't involve your thighs? Fine. On your knees. What? You're a little tall for me to just jump up on your shoulders. I'm certainly not going to give you the satisfaction of making me climb. So, kneel. Oh, okay. Not sure why we needed the camera angle to change, although, given how confused I was getting about the relative heights of different objects in the last game, I guess this probably helps. There. Ready? Bring it on. Heh. Thanks. A little step up is just what I needed. What? Wait, what are you gonna do? Right. Here we go. Something step on me, okay. She can fly? How in the hell? Alright, give me a hand. What? No. What the heck are you? Well, I'm not Superman, that's for sure. I'm not Batman or Spider-Man or Aquaman or a Merman or Wolfman. Is that because you're not a man? I'm seeing a common thread here. I'm not a Brahmin or Carmen or Ramen. I'm not a Cayman either, so you don't really need to worry about anything. Okay. I swear, how many times already we are in the first escape room and we have just gone off on pun-based tangents? So often. Someone indeed made a choice here. My name is Phi. I guess you could say I am no man. Oh my god, that's an impressive amount of dedication for setting up that meme. I'll grant you that. Just come on. One of these days, Witch King. We got the joke. You don't need to explain the joke. Oh god, doors with numbers. And doors with colours. And 2 milkmen going comedy. What's up with this place? It sure doesn't look like an elevator shaft. Some kind of warehouse maybe, or a hangar? So we were in an elevator that doesn't elevate? Yeah, it wasn't going to go anywhere. That rabbit said it was going to fall, he was just, what, screwing with us? I don't know, you've seen that it can't go up, you haven't seen that it can't go down. So it would seem. Why? Forget it. Look. Oh my god, new anime characters. More people. Looks like an old guy, a young man, 2 girls, and a kid. They're all wearing bracelets. Wow, you've got good eyes. Probably safe to assume they're trapped here too. Right, well, let's go say hi then. Oh god, time to come up with 5 new voices. And then realise that those voice prints are wildly unsustainable, but I've committed. Oh my god. If this is Alice, I swear to Christ. Hey. Hey there. Any of you guys know what the hell's going on here? Apart from 2 milkmen going comedy, that seems self-explanatory. No, we don't. I haven't been out here much longer than you. They grabbed you too, huh? Right. Oh yeah, all of this happened. We're significantly butcher in this game. Oh, yeah. I got in my car, went to start the engine, and then there was this white smoke. I think we all shared that particular experience. The smoke seems to be some kind of general anesthetic. When I woke up, I was in one of these elevators. All 5 of you were in one elevator? Why can't I think how this boy should sound? It's just one of those moments where I think and I'm just like, have I ever heard a child in my life? No. Mr. Dio and I were in the same elevator, but... I don't know why that's his voice, but it is now. Wait, which one of you is Dio? That would be me. This little guy here is Quark. This is a range of names. Nice to meet you, mister. Right, nice to meet you too? So, what about the rest of you? There's a look. There's a look that I would 100% without a shred of irony wear IRL. Just saying. Oh my god, she is Alice. Tenmyoji, Alice and Luna all woke up in different elevators. Stand and deliver, indeed. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, you've got it right. So you'd be Tenmyoji then, right, sir? Yep. And Alice is the frozen mummy, who I've already forgotten how she sounded a second ago. Me? She's Luna. Hello. It's very nice to meet you. Hey. Nice to meet you too. What's she so nervous about? And you are? Oh, right, I'm Sigma. And this bundle of laughs is Phi. Good to meet you all, I guess. Say that again. And this malnourished harpy is Phi. Wow. Better? Bastard. Are you two? Not likely. That elevator was the first time we'd seen each other. I think. You think? Never mind. Forget I said anything. No. Again, why does nobody in these games share information? We met just now in that elevator. That's the truth. Can I see your bracelet there? Huh? Yeah, sure. And yours? Phi, right? Let me have a look. I thought so. What? Quark, you and Dio show them your bracelets. Everyone's a threes. They're different colours. They both say pair and have a number 3. Just like Phi and I. No, wait, the colour's different. Mine's red. And yours blue. Why did you really didn't need to walk us through that difference? Sharp eye there. What about yours, sir? Tenmyoji, right? Show me yours too, ladies. Red, blue, and green solos. Huh. Red, blue, and green. They're different. We've all got 3s, but your bracelets say solo. And also, his bracelet appears to have been put on at about elbow height and then just dragged down because the skin behind it is taut, and the skin on top of it, in front of it, looks like he's a human wearing an alien wearing human gloves. Right. You figure it out then? I'll figure what out? Sigma and I are the red pair, Dio and Quark are the blue pair. Each pair got put in the same elevator. Tenmyoji, Alice, and Luna were all solos, so they got put in their own separate elevators. Okay, that's great and all, but what do pair and solo mean? Don't got the foggiest idea. Well, that's helpful. I don't know why we're split up like this either. Does anybody know what the 3 means? I don't know why he's a Victorian orphan, but he is. Maybe it has something to do with the game. Game? Oh yeah. Yes, yes, yes! And I'm calling it the Nonary game! Please clap. Ambidex Edition! Why did that catch me off guard the second time? I've seen this before. You guys saw him too, right? That rabbit thing? Yes. In the elevator. He said something. He said something about the elevator falling. The others explained that after they'd escaped from their own elevators, they'd gone around the warehousey room we were in and tested the doors. Unfortunately, it turned out they were all shut tight and impossible to open. They'd been about to try and open this door, the one with the 9 on it, when Phi and I appeared. You sure that isn't the one with the 9 on it? So, any chance this one will open? You think we'd have done it last if there was? It's a weird answer. Some sort of, I don't know, machine off to the left here, but... Well, give it a shot, why don't you? Ooh, we have swanky new versions of the red. Huh. Looks like force probably isn't going to work either. Damn. Yeah, how would you force a door that side, that kind of full-on bulkhead door? Well, I didn't really think that'd work either. Anyway. I don't think you'll be able to force that door with anything short of a tank. Alright, well, how about those 3 doors over there? I told you already. Each one's got a digital lock on it. We can't pick the lock and we can't break down the door. Sure about that? Why would I lie? Huh. Okay, are there any other ways out? No, unfortunately, not that we found anyway. Oh, great. Well, there is one thing I'm a little curious about. And that is... I was the first to escape. That means I know who's in which elevator. Which door have you come out, after all? And... well... I assume the 1/3 from the right. Tenmyoji was the second one out. Your elevator was second from the left, I think. Good memory. Yeah, that's where I was. Third was Luna. You climbed out of the rightmost elevator, didn't you? Yes. That's the one. Dio and Quark were next. You came out of the elevator next to Luna's. Right? Yeah. We did. And finally, the 2 of you were trapped in the 3rd elevator from the left. Yeah, before anyone says, I know these voice prints are all over the place, they'll solidify. This is a long game, it looks like. Right, done. Yes. No one has come out of the leftmost elevator. Are you saying there's still someone in there? I can't say for certain, but it does seem strange. Maybe we should go take a look. Well, yeah, good idea. Hey! Anybody in there? You can hear me, just... I don't know, make some noise? Nothing. Hey, look at this! Ambidex. Is that some sort of card reader? Maybe it unlocks it or something. There's one next to each door. What do you think Ambidex room is supposed to mean? Well, it says on all 6 of the elevators. Maybe it has something to do with the game that Zero was talking about. Oh, the Nonary game, Ambidex Edition. Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, why would it not? I don't think we really need to worry about that right now, though. Why not? We should be figuring out what's inside this thing. Anyone got a keycard? No, I got nothing, not even dirt. So they've taken everything we were carrying. Wonderful. What the hell is with the giant claw? Where was that? The rest of us dug through our pockets as well, but it was pretty obvious that Dio was right. My own were completely empty. There wasn't even any lint in the creases. Maybe there's no one in there. No. There's gotta be. And what makes you so sure? Okay. Love it when the problem solves itself. What's that? Look. It's opening. There was someone in there. Huh. The design choices. They're everywhere. What the... But who the hell, like... Clover? Oh god, is that older Clover? Clover? Are you okay? Clover? Wake up! What's going on here? These two know each other? Yes, because one is the bratty kid who turned out to actually be 18, who helped us through a bunch of puzzles, and then the other is the unfrozen Egyptian priestess we met in the desert. Obviously. She hitchhiked with us. It was presumably a whole thing. What did you do to her?
Nothing. She was like that when I woke up. This voice is perhaps too menacing for that line. I really wouldn't worry though. She should be alright. Her breathing is steady. I believe she's only sleeping.
Then she hasn't woken up since they kidnapped her.
Ah, kidnapped. Begging your pardon, but I'm afraid I don't understand what you mean. Where are we? And who are you?
What? Hold on. How about you tell us who you are first? You leap out of that box dressed like some kind of robot, carrying an unconscious girl, and we've only got your word you didn't make her that way. I think you owe us an explanation, pal.
I'm... Who am I?
You Jean Valjean. What?
I don't remember. I don't remember anything. I have no idea where I am, who I am, or even what day it is.
I mean, you say that like it's less likely for you to know the third thing than the other things. Because, like, I, IRL, regularly don't know what day it is, but I'm still pretty sure of who I am. Like, that's not the order you should say this in, my dude.
If you happen to know any of those things, I would very much appreciate it if you shared that information. Not knowing one's identity is vexing.
Oh yeah, very original. The amnesiac routine. Please. How are we supposed to take you seriously when you're wearing this robot suit? We can't even see your face. How can we take you seriously in those clothes, says man dressed as a ringmaster. Are you going to tell us someone forced you into that thing?
I assume so. It seems the most reasonable explanation.
Does it? I can think of more reasonable explanations than they anesthetized you and put you into that suit. Maybe you were a cosplayer and they kidnapped you. Like, that's a more reasonable explanation. I could probably come up with more.
When I woke up, I was wearing this armor, I suppose you could call it.
Because if you don't know who you are before, how do you know this isn't just how you dressed anyway?
You look pretty calm for a man who doesn't know who he is. Look, that's an odd choice of words. I'm wearing a mask. How would you know how I look?
You know what I meant, you smartass. Oh, she's waking up. Clover, are you okay? Come on, talk to me. Sounds like somebody trying to work out their D&D character on the fly. Yes, yes, I am. This massive hulk of a man in armor and half a cloak. Because of reasons. Clover with her redesign, and she's got the hair drills. Oh, yes. Where are we? And yes, she's still got the excessively high voice because, you know, she looked like a decade younger than she was anyway. Now we go into novel mode. Once Clover had woken up, Alice explained everything we knew so far. She listened silently until Alice mentioned Zero in the Nonary game, and then her eyes went wide. What? No, that can't. The blood drained from her face and she wrapped her arms tightly around herself. What did she know? As Alice continued to console Clover, the rest of us turned to questioning the mysterious man in the mask. When did you lose your memory? That's a terrible question.
When? That's a difficult question. I suppose when I was born. I don't remember anything of my life. Assuming I had one.
You're making some very weird assumptions and not making others. We asked him everything we could think of. Birth date, address, occupation, family, childhood. But all he did was shake his head. Is that because he said he couldn't remember anything, and those are all very much subsets of anything? Those are what we in the business call things. I think he has generalized amnesia. I mean, yeah. Symptomatically, definitionally, yes. It's a type of memory loss. People affected by it retain knowledge like language, social common sense, memorized facts, abilities they've learned. But anything that has to do with themselves is just lost. It's a very serious condition. Most research suggests that it's mainly psychological, not physiological, but in very rare instances it has been shown to result from severe head trauma. Do you have any idea what might have caused it?
Maybe I had a really bad breakup.
He's making a laughing sort of noise. His expression didn't change. That's because he's wearing a mask! Sigma, do I have to explain to you the concept of masks? Because it's 2021 and I shouldn't have to. Heyo! With the mask on, there was no way we could tell if he was smiling or not, but his voice shouldn't make it sound like he was. Bullshit. This guy's obviously full of it. Don't tell me you're actually buying this. Dio's outburst was greeted with an awkward silence. It wasn't that we trusted the robot man per se, only that it seemed clear he was in the same boat we were. How'd you know it's a boat? It wasn't a boat last time, was it? There was a bracelet on his wrist too. Close inspection revealed that his armour fit around the bracelet. In other words, the bracelet was attached to his arm like ours, and not simply part of his suit. Well, yeah, that made no sense otherwise. Okay, but that's a dope design for a watch. Just like ours. His had a 3 on it. It said pair below the 3 and all the text was in bright green. Clover's bracelet was exactly the same and she's got nail game. How long have we been there? I still hadn't entirely shaken the last traces of sleep out of my head and my brain felt foggy and cluttered. Had I been asleep for hours? Days? There was no way to know. They'd taken my favourite watch when they grabbed me and given me the bracelet instead, and unless it happened to be 3 o'clock right now, it wasn't going to be very useful for telling time. That would be an amazing twist if they just waited an hour and they all changed to 4, because they're all just watches. No windows in the warehouse, it was impossible to even guess what time of day or night it was. Time could have stopped and we wouldn't have had the first idea. Damn it. No dice. This thing won't open. Didn't I tell you that? Yeah, well, I just thought... There's a box here. Maybe it's some sort of locking thing, like the ones next to the elevators. I don't think it's a card reader, though. Huh. Hey, what do you think that is? What? That graffiti over there, about 2 men doing comedy. See? On the wall? Oh yes, that. I was wondering what that was. 2 milkmen go comedy. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. I mean, the fact that you've got go and then come in the same thing might be significant. Okay, cheers for stopping by. Brain Milkshakes here around. Maybe it's saying that a pair of milkmen decided to become comedians. That just kind of sounds like nonsense, though. I think it's somebody's way of saying hello. What? You heard me? Yeah, I did. I just... What the hell was that supposed to mean? It's an anagram? Anagram? Yeah, they tried a lot of names before they worked it down to telly. Oh, so many bad puns. Why must we derail everything with your wordplay? And come on, seriously? You've never heard of an anagram? It's a kind of wordplay where you move the letters around to create something else, right? Exactly. Watch. With the tip of her boot, Fi spelled out 2 sentences in the dust on the floor. 2 men go comedy. Welcome to my kingdom. I wonder if there's some other anagrams of it. And I wonder if looking them up would spoil this. Oh. Okay. If you switched around... Yeah, that makes sense. Huh. Exactly. Seems like somebody was expecting us, doesn't it? Yeah, but... Where are they? Pretty rude to invite somebody over and not even offer them a drink. True. But you're assuming that Zero isn't one of us. Like, it could be one of our future selves communicating with the present through... What? Huh? Look, over there. Shame on you, Fido. You can't say what I'm about to say before I say it. I've got a plan, you know? I can't just tell you everything at once. Although, things are starting to get exciting. Where are you, you little bastard? Too scared to come out and face me like a man? Are you an idiot? I'm a rabbit. I mean, got you there. You really think a talking rabbit is a real thing? Oh my god, are you a VTuber? Is that the big twist here? Of course I don't. You're some kind of CG rabbit or something, probably. And that's not what I meant, though. Oh, you meant you want to see the person who is controlling me. I guess God touched this one a little too hard. That's a fun and archaic way of calling somebody an idiot that I've not heard in a long time. What? Weren't you listening to Fido? She's clever, you know. Wait. Then you're saying Zero is one of us? Well, yes, I guess that's one way to put it. Are you really sure? You're responding to our questions and stuff right now. That means you're not just like a video somebody made. Wouldn't that mean that Zero would have to be controlling you and sending you answers right now? because it doesn't look like anyone's doing that. Well, of course they aren't. I'm an AI.
What?
I'm an artificial intelligence powered by a quantum computer. I mean, we're in 2058. It seems like this should not be cutting edge to them. Zero is the one who built me, of course. So I guess that makes one of you my parent. Now, are you a mommy or a daddy? That would be telling. Now, with that said, I guess I should probably tell you that I'm not the one who brought you here. I mean, obviously, I don't even have a body. I'm just the facilitator for this facility. I just do what I'm told to do. What do you facilitate? Didn't I say? The game, of course. Oh, the Nonary game, Ambidex Edition. Correct. It's my job to make sure it runs smoothly. No, it's supposed to be over. She goes again. She knows something. So, what is the Nonary game?
Nonary refers to a base 9 numeral system, but can also mean something that is in some way related to the number 9. Nona can be used as a prefix as well, where it means essentially the same thing. Therefore, it stands to reason that the Nonary game is a game that deals with the number 9 in some way,
Or indeed every way. Exactly! 9 is a very, very important number in this game. After all, 9 is your goal. Goal? Yes, goal! You see that door in front of you? That's your door. If you can open the door with a 9 on it, you can escape. What do we have to do to open it? Yes, yes, yes! Let me explain. Look at your left wrists. You see the bracelet? Of course you do. Now, tell me, Fido, what number's on yours? 3. What about the rest of you? They're all the same. We've all got 3s. Exactly! I'm gonna call those numbers bracelet points. If you're feeling lazy, you can just call them BP. Only the people who can get their number to 9 or more will be able to open the door with the 9 on it and escape. See the box on the wall? That's how you'll get out. Anyone with greater than or equal to 9 BP can pull that lever and the door will open. However, there are 3 rules you cannot forget. 1. The number 9 door will only stay open for 9 seconds. When your time is up, it'll close automatically, so be careful. 2. The number 9 door only opens once. Once that happens, it's all over. It'll close for good after 9 seconds, so if you're not careful, you could get stuck. 3. Now, maybe some of you are thinking, oh, if my BP is too low, then I'll just have someone with enough BP open the door and slip through when it's open. Well, that's not gonna happen. These puns are hurting me. If you think you can be sneaky, well...
Or what?
Oh, I am. I really shouldn't say that yet. All you need to know is that anybody who tries to sneak out gets hit with a big penalty.
And what the hell does that mean?
Down in front. I'll tell you later. Yes?
Why did you start making rabbit puns?
Well, 'cause I felt like it. I thought it might make me sound cute.
Never mind that. You still haven't told us what we need to know most. How do we get BP?
Oh, that's easy. Just use the Ambidex room. If you like abbreviations, you can always call it the AB room instead. You mean those, elevators? Gold star!
So, how do we go about using them?
How else do you use a room? You go in.
You mean through those hatches?
No! I had a hunch you might try that, so I closed those up tight while you were talking. So don't be hatching any hatch plans, you understand? I live in the master computer. That means all the electronic doors in this whole warren are under my control.
How do we get in then? We tried the doors on the front, they're all locked.
There's a card reader next to each one, isn't there? All you gotta do is slide a card through and there you go.
Where do we find those key cards? Well, we don't got them and there weren't any in the warehouse.
Oh, well, no, of course there wouldn't be any there. Where are they? I think you'll find what you're looking for behind the chromatic doors.
Chromatic doors.
Right here. You see the three pretty doors just to your right? Huh? Hold on. I thought those doors were locked. Quirk. What? You see those buttons on the side of your watch? Can you press them at the same time? Why? To make little boys ask questions. Just press them, please. In fact, why doesn't everybody press the buttons as well?
What's this number?
The 2 digits on the left show hours, and the 2 on the right show minutes.
Does that mean it's 12:10 in the morning?
No! Oh, the numbers are going down.
It's gone from 10 minutes to 9.
So, that would mean this must be counting down to something, right? Correct! I don't even need to explain the rest, do I?
I'm guessing this is the time until the chromatic doors unlock.
Ding, ding, ding! Very impressive! Very impressive, 10 me oldie? Alright, let us review what we've learned. In 9 minutes, the chromatic doors will open automatically. However, just like the number 9 door, they won't stay open forever. You have 5 minutes. Once your time is up, the doors will close no matter what, so I hope you've gone through by then. That's just the primary door. What? Each door in this warren has a twin! Isn't that nice? The chromatic doors aren't any different. There's one door on this side, one door on the other side. Unfortunately, the secondary chromatic door on the other side is locked too.
Couldn't make it easy for us, could you?
Of course, you'll all have to split up. Split up? Yep. Cleaver, can you tell me what the 3 primary colors are? What? Why are you asking me? Because you're the only person who hasn't talked to me. I try to communicate with as many people as I can. It helps me improve, you see. I'm trying to get into the habit of doing it all the time. Now, answer my questions. Do you know what the 3 primary colors are? Well, you mean red, green, and blue?
Trick question. Didn't specify primary colors of light or pigment.
You're supposed to be able to make any color by mixing them, right? So, which colors would you mix to get magenta? Red and blue. How about yellow? Green and red. What if you wanted cyan? Blue and green. That's right! Now, take another look at the nice bracelets you're all wearing. Notice how they come in 3 vibrant colors.
Yeah. Get it already. Red and blue bracelets can open the secondary magenta door together. Green and red can open the yellow one. And blue and green can open the cyan door. Miss anything?
Wonderful! I think you're a rabbit. There is one other little thing, though.
You're talking about what happens if you've got 2 of the same color, right?
Yep. What do you think happens?
How the hell would I know?
If you want to open a door, but all you've got is one color, then you can open that. Then you can use that to open a door with the complementary color to the one you've got.
I see. So if you've got red and red, you can open the cyan door. Blue and blue can open the yellow door. And green can open the magenta door. Oh my god, this is going to be far more confusing than basic maths.
Right, again. Looks like your brain hasn't rotted away yet, damn me oldie.
So what the hell's that supposed to mean?
It means exactly what it says. I was trying to compliment you, you know. Ah, well. Let's continue, shall we? There are 2 types of bracelets, pairs and solos. That means there's 2 types of players too, pairs and solos. In this game, the 2 members of a pair are considered to be a single entity, which means they share the same destiny. Isn't that a good deal? I mean, you get 2 for the price of 1. Unfortunately, it also means they cannot split up. Both members of a pair have to go through the same chromatic door. Solos don't have any restrictions like that, though. I mean, why would they? They're forever alone. But that means they can go wherever they want. Yay! Now, let's take another look at all of your bracelets. We'll start with you, Siggy. What color is your bracelet? Red. Are you a pair or a solo? I'm a pair. Fido is next. Tell us about your bracelet. It's just like Sigma's, a red and a pair. What about you, alas? It's red and I'm a solo. Bio? Quirk? Blue hair? Yeah, mine's the same. Mooney, Cleaver, Temioli, all at once. I'm a blue solo. I'm a green pair.
Green solo.
And finally, who are you?
I'm, let's see. I suppose you can call me Kay.
I knew it. You were just lying about all that amnesia crap.
I'm not lying. This was just how do I put it? Flash of insight, I suppose. I saw the letter K.
So, what does K have to do with anything?
I wish I knew. Sadly, I have no idea. Does it mean anything to you?
Asshole. Come on now, boys. You can fight later. Now, K. Can I call you that?
Yes.
I'm guessing your bracelet is the same as Clover's.
That's right. It says pear, and the text is green.
Okay! I'm glad we got all that bracelet business out of the way. Now, let us return to the subject at hand. How do you open the secondary door? So, Siggy, what would you do to get through the magenta door? Well, fine, I can't split up since we're part of the same pair. If we're red, then I guess we should pair up with Luna, right? Since she's a blue solo. Oh, you could work with Mr. Dio and me. We're blue too. Whoops! Oh, celery sticks, I forgot to tell you! You have to have exactly 3 people in your group to open the secondary door! That means you can't have 2 people, or 4 people, or, well, anything other than 3, really! Then oh sorry, that's not him. Then our only choice is to pair up with Luna. Pretty much! And I guess I should probably tell you that the secondary door won't open until the primary door closes. It's made that way to keep out cheaters. We didn't want a 4th or 5th person just running in at the last minute like, wait for me, when the right people open the door. But if the primary door closes first, then that's impossible. You see, it all makes sense. Anywho, might have run ahead too long in my explanation, but now I'm all done. Any questions? Took a moment to go over everything we'd learned so far. We have to do to escape. Number 9 door. You know, actually, we have just come to the right kind of time where I would be taking a break. So I'm going to do that. I will be back in probably about 10 minutes. And we will do the little recap of the rules then. Because I've got a little woozy from doing that voice for Zero that long, but I also enjoyed the hell out of it. So, yeah. Love you all. I'm going to go and stretch and hydrate and run some ads. You should do some of those things. And I will see you all in, like I said, about 10 minutes. Love you all. Bye. And we're back. Hello, everyone. Sorry, that may have been a slightly longer than usual break, but when somebody says vegan granola squares, I don't just pass them up. So, what do I have to do to escape? Open the number 9 door. How do I open the number 9 door? I have to get 9 or more bracelet points, also known as BP. How do I get more BP? I don't have the whole answer to that one yet, but it looks like I have to head into the Ambidex room to get it. But I'm assuming we prisoners dilemma each other. How do I get into the Ambidex room? I'll need a key card for that. Whereas the key cards, there are sensors on the other side of the chromatic door. This system seems needlessly complex. What do I do to open the primary CD? Why are we calling them CDs now? Nothing. It just opens on its own after a certain amount of time. Pressing the buttons on both sides of the bracelet simultaneously shows us how much time is remaining. How do I get through the secondary door? For starters, there's a limit to how many people can go in, specifically 3. If combining the colours on the bracelets of those 3 people gives you the same colour as the door will open. If everyone has the same colour, then you can open doors with that colour's complementary colour. And that's, yeah, this is how colours work. Good! Excellent! It looks like none of you have any questions! Yay! Huh? No, wait, we have questions. Of course we have questions. What's the point of this game? Why did you take us? Where are we? And who the hell is the real Zero? Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close. Oh, so sorry guys, but it looks like your time's up. You better hop to it and get those secondary doors open. Fuck that. We aren't gonna open shit. You can take your lamery game and shove it up your ass. If you think we're just gonna swallow your psychotic crap and play along, you've got another thing coming, you smart-ass little rodent. I'm a rabbit. Shut up! Well, shoot. I thought you might say that. Unfortunately, you have no choice but to follow the rules.
Why is that?
When the time comes, those 3 doors will automatically close. If anyone is left outside after they close, they'll what? They'll be penalized.
You keep saying that. What the hell is this penalty anyway?
Well, death. I'm still not over Lunas. That's how you express shock, right? Your bracelets contain 2 drugs. The first is an anesthetic called Sopril Beta. The other is a muscle relaxant called Tubocurine. Your bracelet also has a bunch of needles on the inside. If you break the rules, those needles hop out and inject you. First is the Sopril, which puts you to sleep. 9 minutes later, the Tubocurine is injected, numbing your respiratory muscles. I guess you could say it'll really take your breath away. You should know that the Sopril is only there out of the kindness of Zero's heart, and also because it was in the first game. Oh, and I mean the real Zero, not me. Zero just doesn't want to see anybody suffer. Isn't that just so compassionate? If I had a heart, it would be melting right now. Anyway, all it means is that you'll die pretty painlessly. So hey, there's nothing to worry about, really. Of course, none of that will happen if you just follow the rules. 3 minutes remain until chromatic doors close. Well then, looks like it's time for me to hop on out of here. Good luck, guys. See you all later. Have a nice trap. So there was poison in the bracelet, as we knew from the file in the first room. Seemed a little hard to believe, but it wasn't like I had anything other than a computer-generated rabbit to say either way. What were we going to do? There's a lot to think about, but we didn't have very much time. What are we waiting for? We need to go. We need to get through those other doors. But how do we figure out which door to go through? You still don't get it? Fine, just pay attention. We don't have much time. Zero's explanation was pretty confusing, so let me put it in small words for you. There are only 3 possible options. Option A, Sigma and I pair up with Luna. Our red and her blue could open the magenta door. That would mean Clover and Kay would go with Alice. That green goes with her red to make yellow. That just leaves Dio and Quark as the blue pair, and Tenmyoji as the green solo. The only door they can open is the cyan one. Got it? Option B. Sigma and I go with Tenmyoji so we can use red and green to make yellow for that door. That means Clover and Kay pair up with Luna to open the cyan door. This leaves Dio and Quark with Alice, and together they can open up the magenta door. And finally, option C would be where we pair up with light colours to open complementary coloured doors. That means Sigma, Alice and I go through the cyan door, Clover, Kay and Tenmyoji go through the magenta door, and Dio, Quark and Luna go through the yellow door. Problem is, which do we choose? Please, Sigma, choose something. What? Wait, what? Why me? If you don't want to, then maybe Alice or Clover can choose. Or Tenmyoji, or Dio, or anyone. Once one person chooses, everybody else's decisions will be made for them. But please, you have to hurry. We're almost out of time. 1 minute remains until chromatic doors close. Alright. I'll pick. Nobody seemed upset, but they probably knew as well as I did that we don't have time for bickering, and plus I looked the most generic and like a protagonist. Took a deep breath and spoke. Okay. Fine, I will. And here we get the decisions, the first of many. Who do I want to be talking to? I've got to see what Alice's deal is. I'm thinking I'd like to go with Alice and take cyan door. Is that okay with you guys? Yeah. Sure. That means Quark and I are getting paired with Luna. I don't have a problem with that. Miss Luna's nice. That's fine with me too. We'll take the yellow door then, right?
That means Clover and I will take the purple door with Tenmyoji.
Oh, I wanted to go with Alice. Is something wrong with me? Well, no. Not wrong. What is it then? Well, you're really going to make me say it. You're old.
What? Why you? Now have you know I'm as spry as I was when I was 20.
10 seconds remain until chromatic doors close. Sort your shit out. 9, 8, 7. You don't have time for this. We need to go.
You're getting an earful. You're getting an earful later, young lady.
Yeah, whatever. 3, 2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing. Oh, we've gone from last time was all animations of doors opening, and now it's all animations of doors closing. And that's the same animation in reverse. Oh, we got a map this time. Is this just a hallway? The door said crew quarters. People probably stayed here. There are numbers on each of the doors. So they're room 1, room 2, room 3, etc. Guess we might as well start by opening one of them. Is that a copy of Schindler's List? Despite the fact that it was the book. Looks like we were right. This place really says someone lives here. Yeah, there's a bed and everything. That's how you know someone lives in a place, is just bed. Nothing else, just bed. The only important thing. Bed. Yep. But who would be spending the night in a place like this? Well, thanks, Lloyd Grossman. It looks too plain to be a guest room. This room probably belonged to a labourer or some kind of blue-collar worker. Guess this is where the people who worked here stayed. But what were they working on? Beats me. Why would I know that anyway? I don't know what this place is any more than you do. Your guess is as good as mine. Do you think it might be a coal mine? Or maybe they're drilling for oil or something. I don't know about that. What do you think this hole leads to? You want to go have a look? Yeah. And more importantly, how is your top work? Physically, how does your top work? No luck. Looks like it's locked. No getting out of the hallway until we can unlock it then, I guess. Wait, no, it's turning into Dio's voice. Looks that way. Alright, let's split up and have a look at these cabins. Zero told us there are key cards we can use to open the AB rooms. Maybe there's one hidden in here somewhere. So, let's get started. With a nod, Fi and Alice both moved off to start looking. Fi headed to room 4, and Alice went to room 2. But we had to seek a way out. Only we will find a way out. They will never find a way out. They require our protagonist manliness to seek a way out for them. So they're in 2 and 4. We can't do anything with the door yet, obviously. Should we start with 1 and 3 then, obviously? 3 appears to be chain shut. Let's start with 1. We have a computer. Well, wait, no, it's not a computer, it's a phone, but with a weird display. There's a set of 3 connected panels behind the phone. It looks sort of like a mirror. The surface is kind of matte and isn't very reflective, but the light is good, so it's easy to see what's on it. Or it would be if there was anything on it. Here's a phone. There's the safe. Here's a different safe. Damn, it's locked. I mean, there's a lock there. I think this panel here is what unlocks it, but nothing happens when I push the buttons. Is that a keyhole on the top there? I probably need a key or something. Okay then. There's a book on top of the desk. Let me see here. It's called... How the hell do I pronounce that? Oh, Schrodinger's cat. There's a kitty on the cover. Isn't that just precious? Seriously, why do we need the puns every other line? Oops, there it goes. Still can't help talking like a cat when I think about a cat. Sorry, when I talk about a cat. That's a very specific problem you've got there, Sigma. Let's see what's in here. Looks like all sorts of sciencey stuff. I have no idea what any of this means. I don't think this is part of any kind of puzzle, so I'm just gonna leave it here. My dude, you didn't leave it there. Also, what's this on the wall? What's this? I don't think it's a stain. A triangle, a leaf thing, and another triangle. There's nothing on the right. Looks like the silhouette of a fox. Pointy triangle. So, equilateral triangle. Kite. Like isosceles triangle, arrowhead. Or up, down, up, down. No, that's not the turn button, that's the turn button. Huh? What's this? There's a human silhouette drawn in white on the bed. The area where the left knee would be has been ripped out. Wonder if that means anything. Okay. Something, something, arrow to the knee. Is this meme dead yet? Ah, there, he put the book down there. The answer is, of course, yes, that meme is entirely dead. Long since. Damn, there are handcuffs on the door. Can't open it. Thought as much. To room 2. I think Alice is investigating this room. No, I don't think she'll mind if I go in. Sigma, what are you doing here? Just thought I'd come check up on you. Oh, well, I haven't found anything interesting. We also have a phone here. I have another safe. Or, I mean, locker, more than safe, I would say. Haven't found anything interesting apart from this key shaft. There's something on top of the desk. It's a little piece of metal. It's a key shaft. Look at this desk. The top is made of glass. It's also got this. Oh, it's also got this flat drawer. There's some weird shapes in this room too. What do you mean too? Did you see something like this in the other rooms? Yeah, just like this. Symbols on the wall, desk, everything. Really? What could they mean? What does it mean? Okay, got a slidey desk. Anything on this got? Damn, another one. What do you mean another one? Saw one of these silhouettes earlier. Had a torn part too, although it was a different part. The area around the left forearm has been torn. Do you think that's a clue of some sort? Almost certainly. I would imagine that these are things we have to tag in the order of the rooms they were in. If I had to make a supposition. And like, I don't have to make a supposition, but I will. Fi should be checking this room out. I think I see how she's doing. Not saying that she won't mind if I drop in, because she probably will mind, because she hates us. Oh. Hello, Sigma. Anything? Not really. Ah. Valuable conversation, thanks guys. Are we really Shawshanking this? By the gods, I never thought I'd see one. What? What? Scratch off the silver part with the coin so you can see the naughty stuff? What? Japan, why are you like this? The ultimate in interactive poster technology? No. What teenage boy doesn't dream of something like this? No. The excitement, the anticipation, and finally, the reveal. No. You look pretty excited. Of course, this chunk of metal ought to do it. Damn it, it's too slippery. I'm gonna need a coin to deal with that silver menace. Do you not have fingernails, my dude? And here we have... Oh, there's something on top of the desk. Yeah, it's a piece of metal. Kind of cylindrical. It's part of a key. Maybe we should combine it with this other part of a key. We made a key. And we have more writing on the wall. Will the key... Wait, is there a key hollow? Damn it. Won't open. Yeah, looks like it's locked. Think that thing on the door can unlock it? Just need to figure out how. Alright, let's give this a try. Okay, so right, I think you can generate all numbers by this if it's just the sum of the row and the column. But I don't know what the code is, so I don't think plugging in random numbers is going to be very helpful. Need to get a clue. Clue, huh? And on this bed, right knee. And not again. Again? Another silhouette. Oh, did you see one in another room? Yeah, I saw another one just like this. Had a hole torn around the ankle too. No, I had a hole, but it was somewhere else. Huh. Indeed, ma. Ma? Why did I pronounce it like that? Anyway, let's leave here, go back to room 1 and see if we can use this key. Room 1. Open door. Turn around, use the key on the thing. Oh. Shoot, I guess that wasn't it. Okay. Now we may be running into a problem. They all have the slidey glass desks. That thing underneath it doesn't seem to be interactable. Several plates are attached to one another. They look kind of like a mirror. There are some red dashes displayed on it. Phone. Is it connected? Why would it be connected? Oh, someone left a book about cats sitting me out. Oh, that's all we get. Okay, I thought there was going to be more interaction there. Okay. Are the puzzles in this one more abstruse, or am I just having a bad day? Answers on a postcard. Hey Alice, you want to come talk about how I can't solve puzzles? What's in here? Well, keep wondering. It's locked. See? I told you so. Panel over here where you can put in a passcode. You can just get it to work. Let's not give it a try because you don't know the password. No, I do not have ideas of how to use this thing. Okay, and saying that there's no way you'll get it unless you know what to enter, it just sounds like we don't want people speedrunning it, so the code is locked until you see the clue for the code, which is I always think kind of shoddy games though. A phone. It looks rather old, but not as old as me, because I was in ancient Egypt. Look at the top there, it's got a place for a small cassette tape. I think the tape's actually for the answering machine part of the phone. That would make this phone decades old. But still, nothing compared to me. Where do we use this key? It's not just in here, is it? Looks like the door lock. It has a keyhole. But I can't even try to interact with it with the key I have. Okay. Do I have a better grip now that I have the whole key? No, you specifically need a coin. Okay, so I'm trying to work out, because I would imagine these symbols on the walls relate to the thing, the passcode in that room. If this is binary, then that's what, 7, 9, no, what? 7, 2, either 1 or 4, and then 7. 7, 2, 4, 7. Failed. 7, 2, 1, 7. Okay, it's not binary then. Which is weird, because that seemed like exactly the kind of thing this game would do. Yes, hitting random buttons isn't going to cut it, I know. I'm thinking the one in room 1, maybe it's the number of sides of the polygons. Which would make it, what, 3, 4, 3. Arrowhead is 6. Oh, but I can't even put in a thing because I don't have the key. Seriously, this feels more obtuse than the first game. Like, this, we're doing more kind of active escape rooming. Which I guess I can't complain about. Again, if this was binary, that would be 2777, but I bet you money it's not going to be. Told you. It's not that position is irrelevant, it's just 1333, right? No, thank God for that, because if it was... Never seen a draw like this before, in the words of Edwin Collins. So flat. True, but it's probably handy for examining things. How'd you figure that? Well, look at this table. The top's made of glass, right? If you put something in the drawer and closed it, you could see it through the glass. And I can't put the key in the drawer. I don't have any other keys, do I? No. Other... Okay, I can't put in a code on that one. What if the codes are for the phones instead of the thing? So what, it was 3436 in here. What should I call next? Alright, maybe not. Oh, it's the part where the tape goes. Looks like there's a piece of metal in there. There's some kind of pin? It's obviously put here, so I'm guessing it's important somehow. Oh. Well, whatever it is, I can't get it out right now. I need to get that lid open. I mean, the fact that it's got those 2 sets of 4 red dashes suggests that it's probably something to do with the other phones as well. So if I go to one of them... If I say this was 2777... Oh, but except I can't affect these. Didn't work on that one. Oh, is this the key to the handcuffs? Okay, it didn't look like a handcuff key at all, which is why I didn't think of it. Yes, goodbye handcuffs. Shouldn't have any more door problems now. Door problems, which are, of course, door girls. We're just like you. Except we're doors. Cool, we found a knife. And we have this. I have no idea what that says. Oh, this door was unlocked. Whoa, that opened really easily. Guess it wasn't locked. Cool, we have a box cutter. We have a large roll of aluminium foil. Shall I use the one and the other? Aluminium foil shapes. What? We've cut shapes out of the aluminium foil for no immediately appreciable reason? Can I do it again? Yes. I have no idea what's going on at this point. How am I giving myself clues through the morphogenetic field when I'm just saying cut something from this foil and we're getting puzzle answers? So we have shapes, pattern 1, pattern 2, and pattern 3. So I'm guessing shapes refers to the one in room 1, because that's the one that wasn't like the other 3. God, it's getting warm in here. I need to take these off. These gloves, which, again, shout out to Story Arts, these are really nice. Not sponsored yet. Okay, that's the shapes one. There are 4 shapes on the wall in front of the desk. What do they mean? Okay, do we put the foil on the desk? Alright, the foil's in place. Just gotta shut this. The images on the wall are reflected on the aluminium, which actually has a mirror. Both images are overlaid. It looks like a circle, a star, a diamond, and a triangle. What does that mean? So can't just be sides, because a star has 10. Unless you can make 10 with the summations. What does it go? Circle, star, diamond, triangle. Let's see. Seriously, where did... We're using the shapes on the aluminium as a guide. We just cut them out. What, were they already etched into the aluminium and we just cut it off? Is that what's going on here? Oh, I don't even have the key for this locker yet, so that whole thing, pointless. To room 2. Foil's in place, shut this. This isn't how shadows work. This isn't really how reflections work. This isn't how anything works. 4985. Ha! Piece of cake. Wow, good job. That was really impressive. There's something in there. A cassette tape. It's small. should we put it in this small cassette player? You're trying to put that cassette into the telephone. You really might as well give up now. It's not going to work. The cassette tray doesn't open. Well, let's find one where it does. I think it might be in 4. Huh? Where'd you get that tape? This? I found it in the locker room too. Really? Well, that could be pretty important. Yeah, I agree. I was thinking about putting it in the phone. I don't think that's going to work. Cassette bay won't open. Try and force it, but maybe you should check on other phones in other rooms before you do that. Yeah, you might be onto something. Okay, we've not checked room 3 yet, but let's get the stupid reflection clue first. Nope. So the other one, 283472, which I probably could have stopped and worked out by the things that were there, but hey. A 3, a 4, a 7, a 2. Bibbidibidim. Sounds like one of the Steven Universe games when it makes that noise. Well, good job, you opened it. Huh. Yeah, I'm pretty great. Yeah. Looks like there's something in there. Yes, check it out, a wallet. Probably shouldn't get your hopes up. Why not? Just a feeling. Yeah, fine, whatever. I'm gonna let you bring me down. See what's in here. The hell? What is it? There's only 1 coin in it. It's not even real money. It's a toy coin. See, didn't I tell you? Yeah, but you could use that to possibly see fake anime boobs. Alright, you silvery bastard, time to meet your doom! Let's do this. Yeah! Damn, you're excited. Hey, don't misunderstand me. I'm just really anxious to find a clue in there. Aren't you? You want to let me do it then? I'm sorry, please just let me have this. And get on with it. Search for hints on the poster, click and drag across areas of interest to scratch them, click the green triangle to move your view up and down. Let's get started. Okay, when I said lose the sex comedy tropes, I didn't mean make them interactive and plot necessary. But apparently that's the indication you got. Implication, I think, is the word I was going for. Welcome to the noise that grosses me out section of the show. Boobs are hereby declared hint-free. Crotch likewise, unless it's about her tattoos. Aha! Thought we might be able to scratch other things. So we've got a 9 there. Eight there. Oh god, this is going to relate to the different people in the rooms and where we had to take the thing off. A 1 on the forearm. And did we even see where number 3 was? The one in room 3, that is. Okay, it looks like it's the other arm. That was weird. No, I'm not going to have you wheezing and panting. I'm not voicing that. Damn it, look away for a second and you scratched it all off. Yeah. I noticed some things that might be clues, so I kept going. You mean those marks on our arms and legs? Yeah. There are 4 of them, a star, a circle, a diamond, and a triangle. Hey, what are you doing? I've already scratched it all off. No, I'm not done yet. It's blue part's... Oh my god, no. Cease. Sigma. I don't think that part's going to come off no matter how hard you scrape. You know what? Actually, let's go check out room 3, because I think that's where there's some other stuff we hadn't double checked. Here we have room 3, where they've been in the left upper arm. And if we put our remaining 4 sheet down here, and it says locker. Oh, that's just because this lock is open anyway. Is this? Yes, this is where I can play the tape though. Phone. There's a spot in it that will fit a small cassette tape. Tape's probably through the answering machine. The lid's open. If the lid's open, then maybe I could put the cassette I've got in there. Just give that a try. Yeah, I know, that's what I just told you to do. All I have to do is close the lid. Alright, I put the tape in. Now, what do I do? 2058, I don't own a landline. I want to hear what's on it. If I want to listen to the tape. Is that what these buttons are for? I mean, it's 2021 and I also didn't remember how to operate a landline. Yes, there's a telephone, and if I want to listen to the tape, ... It's not letting me pick the receiver up. Surely that's how you'd listen to it. You know what? It's a bit early, but between the random carry-on level sex comedy bits and this weird puzzle and just the heat and everything, I am feeling very weary, so I'm just gonna call it there. Thanks for everybody who's watched. Hello, if you're watching on the VOD. I see you and I appreciate you. If you've been watching this, you know where to find me, but just in case, this is twitch.tv/Serasent. That's SERASENT, the House of Hubris. And you'll see that on the title card in a second, provided I remember to press the right button this time. I'm streaming every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 2 PM British time. That is 9 AM Eastern, 6 Pacific. Other time zones are available. And I'm working through this entire series, so help me God. No, seriously, help me God. Yeah. If you want to be notified by my live, throw us a follow. If you want, if you miss anything and want to catch up, VODs are on my Twitch for 8 weeks after their broadcast, or give them a couple of weeks and they will be on my YouTube, which is also Serasent, or youtube.com/users/rf191999. There's a link in my about. And you can see VODs from all the way back to the start of the stream. That's December of last year. It's quite a lot. I've done many games. So I'm sure there'll be something you'll like in there. And if you want to throw us a subscribe there, and you will get videos delivered hot and fresh to your subscription feed every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. If you really liked the word subscribe there and you want to contribute to my ongoing efforts to make Japan just stop it, then you can, of course, cheer or sub on the Twitch, but it's very much not necessary. Just turn up and have a good time and be chill. That's all I want. That's all I need to get by. What else? If you want to find me out or on the internet, best place to look is on Twitter, @Wairuce, that's W-A-I-U-C-E. And if you want to find me in other projects, check out twitch.tv/thebardsplayhouse, that's TheBardsplayhouse, every Saturday night from 6:30 PM Eastern. So that is tonight. That is 11:30 British time because sleep. Ha. Yeah, and I, along with a cast of great role players, are in a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition Fall of London Chronicle. It's a lot of fun, and I've just made a bunch of bad decisions and might die, so this might be your last chance to see me on there. So check it out. Although if you're not watching now, you probably won't see this today. In which case you missed it. Cool. So all of that said, I will see you all for a hopefully slightly less tired stream on Tuesday. Love you all. Bye.